Yeah.
Our survival mechanism was built in to keep this duality going, so that we could discover who we are, and yet that very survival mechanism seems to be at the root of our fear of disappearing.
That's right. That's correct, yes.
So it seems, this is logical, but it seems like an awareness of the survival mechanism that runs us would be a very valid awareness to have, to be separate from that. Because mostly we are so close to that we're identified with all of that.
Yes, yes. But you see, the duality is necessary, all duality. The right and wrong, good and bad, up and down, male and female. All that is necessary to bring you to that one, because everything is complementary. So even the survival that seemingly keeps you from recognizing, because it builds up such a fear, yet that fear is the catalyst for the explosion of growth, when met. And that's why we use that word invitation. Do not see a fear as something to run away from, but to learn from, to look at. You see? So the moment you look at something directly, that very directness brings you to that which has always escaped you. You see? Looking directly. And we need to look at our survival, which all the time we are obeying without looking. When I say obeying, I mean running away from it. It frightens us. It creates the fear. Another word which is very important is the fear of letting go, just like he was asking. But you see, that's another thing. How many times have you tried to let go? Have you succeeded? I'd like some honest answers here. When you try to let go, has it ever worked?
No.
No. Really, it hasn't. This is very interesting. I'd like to go into this. Any personal effort to achieve a given result fails. You cannot let go. Because how can you, who you think you are, let go of who you think you are? It can't be done. So how do you let go? Feel the simplicity of it, please. Feel the utter simplicity of it. What letting go really is. We go through a process, we try to learn, we read books. I remember I used to give yoga classes at UBC years ago. And when I used to say to the people, relax, they all tried to relax. All you have to do is let go. But how do you let go? The baby lets go, goes to sleep, but it doesn't try to sleep. It just sleeps. Are you getting the gist of it now, what letting go is?
Accepting. Let go of what?
Yeah, let go, that's it. Let go of what? Accepting. But there's no one who accepts either. So because we think of it as a process, but that's very good. Accept. But let's go into what letting go truly is.
Just be quiet.
Be quiet is very good. Just being, yeah.
And you say, where'd that go?
Yeah. Being. Yeah. Yeah. No, what you said, beautiful acceptance and all that. But it's really, letting go is being. See how simple it is? That's what the eternal is. Being. Not being this or being that. To be. See? Nothing can control you, and you control nothing. Nothing can break you or make you. Being is the greatest power that you have. And when you are in being, you have all control without controlling anything. Because all the laws of the universe are at your beck and call the moment you allow yourself to be. But not being this and being that. Being. Now the question arises, all my life I've pretended to be this and to be that, and I've lied and I have deceptions, and I became famous, and now I'm a writer, and now I'm a teacher, and now I do this, now I do that. Has it to do with anything? When you are sitting here, you're sitting here listening. What are you right now? In truth, you're just being. Unless your mind is trying to conclude what you think you're hearing. Unless you're, you could be arguing. You could be creating some, what. I wonder, see? Create these questions and you might not ask them, but they could be going through your mind. If that is the case, well then that's more assertion of the belief system from your past, which traps you. But if you allow yourself just to be right now, how simple can that be? At the moment, you are a being. You are a human being. But in truth, you are a being playing the human role. Being is the eternal. Can being ever not be? Can being ever be born or ever die? Being is. It's a mystery. Of course it's a mystery. These are words. Words are concepts. But hopefully, if the heart hears them and understands them, there's a resonance, you see? There's a feeling of knowing that comes automatically. But being is perfect. And being has no plan, no goal, no ideas, but yet it is perfectly happy. It is perfectly joyous, and it is perfectly clear. It does not judge. It has no agendas. And it's not caught in the past. And it doesn't make any judgments. And it doesn't have to understand either. It doesn't have to understand anything. It knows. Did you know that when we were children, prior to being 3 years old, maybe 1 or 2, we lived in being? Unless, of course, our parents yelled at us and tried to control us. But other than that, if a child is allowed to be 1 or 2 years old, many masters say that you start building up your ego by the time you're 3 years old. That's when it starts building. Oh, I am John. You see? And of course you begin to relate to John and put everything. Be a good boy, John. Don't forget to do this, John. And so John begins to accumulate all this information as being that John. You're good or you're bad. But John is, you see. In fact, is, period.